Aaron, obviously you picked up the knee injury a few weeks ago, which was really, really bad news. How's the recovery gone since?
Really good. Initially, obviously we thought it was really bad, but it turned out it wasn't as bad as first thought. So the recovery's gone a lot better than what we were expecting when we first found out about when we first did the injury. So it's been 4 weeks since I did the injury, and it's coming along quite well. Stepping up, I'm running, I'm changing direction, things like that. So still got probably 2 weeks before I'm fully fit and ready to go, but it's I'll take 6 weeks over sort of 8-9 months like we first thought.
And what's the sort of level of catch-up that you need to do to sort of get your fitness back to, I suppose, where the other central defenders are at the moment?
Well, I've missed most of pre-season and missed most of the games, or all the games. So obviously there'll need to be a fair amount of training and then work after training that I'll have to do, and then also playing some games which we won't be able to do straight away. So it'll be a case of waiting for some of maybe the Central League games, and I'm sure the manager will organise a few friendly games just to keep the rest of the squad as well as myself ticking over. So there'll be obviously a need for some extra work outside to be done, but I mean Gav Crow and Ian Hutton are really good with that side of things. So even when you're not training every day or whatever, they do keep you in good nick, and the sessions are probably harder, if not harder, when you're with Gav and Hut than if you were with the team. So they do keep you in good shape while you're not in the team anyway. So, but yeah, there'll be a bit of work to be done still. And
obviously, pre-season hasn't gone the way that anyone probably would have wanted it. What can you do around the place as club captain and also sort of part sort of player, part coach, in terms of, I suppose, just lending your experience and a word in people's ear here and there?
Yeah, I mean, you can get too caught up with results in pre-season. Obviously, performance is the most important thing, and they've not necessarily gone the way we'd like either. But like I say, you can have a bad pre-season and have a really good season. I've seen that happen before. You can have a really good pre-season and have a bad season. So, we're not going to get too hung up on what's happened so far. The most important thing is coming up this week. My role hasn't really changed. I'm still, trying to encourage and help as much as I can. With the young defenders that we have at the club, try and improve them, and also with the rest of the boys, just doing my captain's duties around the place, making sure that they're not worrying too much about things off the pitch, and I can take a bit of responsibility off of a few of the boys' shoulders for them. So that's sort of my role, and then also trying to get myself as fit as possible, so I'm back and training with the boys every day.
I'll speak to new signings. I spoke to Jamie Grimes, and he said you'd been first class, you'd been in touch straight away, helped him move in, and all those sort of things. Those little unseen things behind the scenes, how much are they just important in helping players settle?
Yeah, massively. Well, it is a tough time for players when they come to the club, and I think I'm not really a traveller. I've not really been around to too many clubs, but I know when I have joined new clubs, you want to settle in as soon as you can, and so I feel it's part of my job to introduce myself, especially, and then try and meet up with them, especially the lads who had signed before we'd come back in for pre-season. So likes of Grimesy and Dorsch, and Nigel, picking them up, showing them around the place, giving them a little bit of information about the town, about the club, sort of trying to start that early, what the gaffer would say, imprint on them, and just trying to help them settle in any, questions or qualms that they have. I can, I live local, so I can try and help them out as much as possible. And I think, that ultimately will help them settle quicker, therefore settle out on the pitch quicker as well, and produce better performances for us and feel welcome. That's the most important thing. You don't want to go into a club and not feel like you're part of the group. You want to be straight away, involved and part of the group. And I think all the boys have done. And then that also for me, it starts building a relationship with them. Therefore, when I start to do some work, especially with likes of Grimesy and Will Boyle and Jordan Forster, when I start to do some work with them out on the training ground, I've already got that sort of relationship and that respect, mutual respect that we have between each other, and they'll want to sort of go that extra yard for people that they like. So that's sort of it's I suppose unseen work, but I don't think it's nothing that somebody else wouldn't do at another club. I'm not sure, but I'd just like to make sure the boys feel welcome and try and get settled as quick as possible so they can start winning football matches for us.
And that work you touch on there about that's got to go on the training field. How difficult is the job that's got to go in this week to try and put things right and start for the season proper?
I think it wasn't ideal the 5 goals we conceded on Saturday, and we spoke about it. We were in yesterday on Sunday, that is, and there'll be definitely work that goes on this week. But we can't get hung up on the negatives. We've got to try and take some positives out of it as well and go into the game with confidence, because we have got a good side. We've got some good players here, and it's just a case of letting them know that they are good players, reiterating that to them, because the manager wouldn't have signed them if they didn't have something about them, and trying to get them going into the game on Saturday with confidence and belief that we can go up to Morecambe and get a result, because I 100% definitely believe that we will do. We've got the team to do that, we've got the staff to do that, so I'm more than confident going up on Saturday. And this week's about giving them detail, the fitness work they've put in throughout pre-season, so they're ready that way. It's just about getting a little bit sharp, giving them detail, and then sort of letting them do their business out on the pitch on Saturday.